Good morning, students. This is your computer teacher, and today we'll be discussing the topic looping statements from Computer Science with Python, Chapter 1, Revision Tour. I hope you are learning and revising and preparing notes of all the lectures till we have discussed. So let us begin. Looping statements. We know the purpose of loop when we are supposed to do a particular type of work a number of times. That time we need loops. There are two types of loops in Python. First is your for loop and second is your while loop. There is a difference between these two types of loops, but the type of work they will do will be the same. So let us discuss these loops one by one. First is the for loop. For loop is actually designed to process the items of any sequence. It is represented, its general form, its general syntax we can say is represented like this. For that we need to write the keyword for first, then a variable we need to write name of the variable. In is again a keyword, and sequence will be replaced by a list or a string. Fine. Then after that you need to put this colon here. This colon will again represent this is a compound statement and these are the contained statement as we have discussed in previous lecture. Fine. So this is the example for this above general syntax. For element is the name of that variable has been replaced by element. In is the keyword I told you. Why in is used to give you the list of string or the list. Okay, then after that print statement is used. What they are trying to say ki whatever list has been passed here, fine, the element will be first assigned. Element 0 is 10, element 1 is 15. Fine. So on. So element means this variable will be assigned these values one by one, and for the first case it will be assigned this value, second case it will be assigned this value, third case this value, fourth case this value. So it will keep on moving and it will keep on adding 2 to each element of this particular list. Fine. Now see, when you will obtain the output of these two statements, you will get this. How? 10 plus 2 is 12, 15 plus 2 is 17, and 20 plus 2 is 27, and 25 plus 2 is 27. I hope it is clear to all of you. Now using this range function in the for loop. Range function is used to represent a list in the form of this. Again we need a variable here, and in range, see here we were giving all the values that should be present in this for loop. Now we are giving the range of the numbers, means it will vary from 3 to 18. Fine. So when you will print the value with the of this for loop with the help of this val variable, you will get all the elements present between 3 to 18. See, always notice that the last element is never included. This loop will work from 3 to 17. Okay, 3 to 17. Fine. So this type of this range function can have three types of variation. Firstly, range can have stop value. Stop will represent where it need to stop. Like this is the range, it should vary from 3 to 17. If I write only 18, then it will work up to 17, right? So you are telling the range function where it should stop. Fine. By default it will start from 0 and it will stop minus 1, and it will be incremented by 1 every time. Range, this type of variation in range will give you start and stop both points. So here the elements will start from start and end at stop minus 1, and the element will be incremented by 1 every time. This type of range variation will allow you to start from this point, stop you at minus 1, stop minus 1 point, and step you are defining. See, if you will say increment by 1, so it will start incremented by 1. If you will say 3, so it will start incremented by 3. So step you are defining ki how much to jump from one point to another. Let us consider some examples. Range 7, what it means, it will start from 0 and end till 6. Why 6? Because I told you the stop value is never included in for loop. Fine. Now you are defining a range saying 5 to 12, so it will start from 5 and end till 11. Here you are defining the step also, means there should be a jump of 2 every time. So it will start from 5 and end till the last number, but the size of jump will be 2 always, like 5, 7, 9. Next element will be 13, and 13 cannot be a part of this range, so 13 will not be here in the output. We can print the values in reverse order as well, but for that the step value should always be defined. Here we are writing the starting point and we are telling the stop point, but we are not telling what should be the step. So while we are printing the values from a for loop in a decrementing manner, the step becomes compulsory, step size becomes compulsory. See, this is not right, so you will not get any value. So if you want to get this to print, so you must define the step size. So it will start from 10 and it will end till 4, though will not be included up to 4 elements. It will include na. So minus 1 every time it will do. Minus 1 means 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 4 will not be included, so up to 5 it will go. And every time it will decrement minus 1. See, this is a program that will print the cubes of the number from the range 15 to 20. Okay, so for that what you will write, I is a variable, will vary from 15 to 21. Why 21? Because we want to print cube of 20 also, so 21 should be written. So it will print I. Fine, I first. 15, cube of number 15 is I raised to power 3. For raised to power we need to put this. Okay, this operator we know, 2 times star you will apply, this will become power, I raised to power 3. Fine. In this program you need to print the square root of any alternate number in range 1 to 10. So range 1 to 10 and alternate bola hai, so we need to give a step size of 2. Why? Because we need to leave one gap in between, one number gap in between. Fine. For square root 2 we need to raise that number with the power of 1 by 2. So 1.2 can be written as 0.5. So I raised to power 0.5, or we can say 1 by 2 will give the square root of the particular number. So in this way we can print square root also. Thank you.